Imagine a heart attack hitting you right now, alone, with no one to call out to. Terrifying, isn't it? It happens more often than we think, and too many believe they'll have time or someone nearby to save them. But here's the stark truth. The first few minutes are make or break, and your actions in that moment can mean the difference between life and death. In this video, we're breaking down 7 simple, life-quitting steps to take the second a heart attack strikes and you're on your own. No medical degree needed, no fancy gear, just preparation and calm. We'll guide you through spotting the first whispers of trouble, what to grab instantly, how to ease your heart's burden, and small moves that could buy you precious time until help. Don't miss the final step. These aren't just tips, they're your shot at seeing tomorrow. Stay with us to the end, because waiting until it's too late to hear your body's signals could cost everything. Ready to arm yourself? Let's dive in. 1. Recognizing the earliest warning signs. When a heart attack strikes, the first step to surviving alone is catching it early. And that means knowing what it really feels like, not just the Hollywood version. Forget the dramatic chest-clutching scene. Real heart attacks often creep in with whispers you might dismiss. My neighbor Richard, 74, nearly missed his chance because he thought it was just heartburn. The truth? Your body's signals can be subtle, and ignoring them could cost you everything. Look for a deep, heavy pressure, or squeezing in your chest center, like a weight sitting on you or cement slowly hardening. It might fade in return, tricking you into thinking it's no big deal. If it lingers more than a few minutes or keeps coming back, don't brush it off. Other red flags? Shortness of breath even without pain, like you've climbed a hill while sitting still. You might feel pain radiating to your arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw, or get lightheaded, clammy with cold sweat, nauseous or dizzy. For older adults or women, it can mimic back or stomach pressure, not chest pain at all. Richard felt a tight knot under his collarbone, struggled to breathe deeply, and noticed sweaty palms. He recalled a tip: heart attacks don't always scream pain. Acting fast, your body whispers before it roars, and those quiet cues are your window to act before damage sets in. Waiting for movie stereac could be too late. If you feel off, especially with chest pressure, breathlessness, or unusual fatigue, stop everything. Don't tough it out or blame indigestion. Spotting these signs is your first lifeline. Take them seriously, even if they seem minor. Your life might hang on it. What's one symptom you'll watch for? Drop number 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell. Your support keeps us crafting content to keep you thriving. Let's keep going. 2. Calling emergency services immediately. Recognizing the earliest warning signs. The first and most important step in surviving a heart attack alone is knowing what it feels like, not just in your chest, but in your whole body. Most people expect a dramatic, crushing pain in the chest like you see in movies. But the truth is, real heart attacks often begin with much subtler symptoms, and those early signs can be easy to ignore until it's too late. What you're looking for is a deep, uncomfortable pressure or squeezing sensation in the center of your chest. It might feel like something is sitting on you, or like your chest is slowly being filled with cement. It could also come and go, making you think it's nothing serious. But if it lasts more than a few minutes or keeps returning, don't second guess it. Other early signs include shortness of breath, even without chest pain. You might feel like you just walked up a hill, even if you're sitting still. Some people feel pain in the arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw. Others get lightheaded, break out in a cold sweat, or feel nauseated and dizzy. And in some cases, especially for older adults or women, the pain may feel more like pressure in the back or stomach than anything in the chest. Let's take an example. Richard, 74, was sitting at his kitchen table when he felt a strange tightness under his collarbone, almost like heartburn. But then he noticed he couldn't take a full breath, and his hands began to sweat. He remembered pouring that not all heart attacks start with pain, so instead of brushing it off, he acted. That decision may have saved his life. The body often whispers before it screams, and when it comes to heart attacks, those whispers are your only chance to take action before the damage begins. If you wait for the classic chest-clutching drama, you may already be too late. So the next time something feels off, and especially if it's a combination of pressure, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue, don't try to tough it out. Don't tell yourself it's just indigestion. Recognizing the warning signs is your first shot at survival. Treat them seriously even if they seem small. Your life might depend on it. 3. Chewing an aspirin slowly and calmly. Once you've dialed 911, there's a small but mighty step that could tip the scales in your favor. Chew an aspirin. Not swallow. Chew slowly even if your hands are trembling. My Uncle Joe, 72, credits this simple act with saving his heart during a scare last year. If you've got a standard 325 milligram burst, aspirin thins your blood, slowing or even stopping the clot clogging your coronary artery, the root of the heart attack. Chewing gets it into your system fast, buying precious minutes, sometimes enough to restore blood flow before paramedics arrive. Science backs this. Studies show it can be a game changer in those critical moments. Skip coated or delayed course aspirin if you can. If that's all you've got, chew it anyway for quick action. Don't worry about an empty stomach in this crisis. The clot risk trumps all. Joe felt a vice grip from chest to neck one morning. He grabbed an aspirin from his kitchen, chewed it while sitting still, and waited for help. His cardiologist later said that tiny pill likely kept the damage at bay. Keep aspirin accessible. Nightstand, kitchen, wallet, and check it's not expired. Tell your family where it's stashed. It sounds too simple, but this is no old wives' tale. It's a proven lifeline used by emergency pros worldwide. In those do-or-die minutes, chewing an aspirin could mean you walk out of the hospital instead of never making it there. Got aspirin ready? Drop number 3 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell will support Fuel's content to keep you thriving. Let's keep going. 4. Sitting or lying down to protect your heart. Once you've called 911 and chewed an aspirin, your next move is deceptively simple but absolutely vital. Stop moving and rest. My friend Alice, 81, learned this the hard way when a heart attack hit. She nearly made it worse by trying to tidy up. Sit or lie down in the safest, most comfortable spot you can find, and resist the urge to pace, grab belongings, or unlock doors unless it's critical. Every extra step strains your heart, which is already gasping for oxygen. Picture this. Your heart's fighting to pump blood, and any effort, like rushing to tidy up, could push it over the edge. Instead, sit with your back supported, feet flat, arms loose to ease its workload. Forget the instinct to power through. That grit, while admirably, is a gamble you can't afford here. It's human to feel silly just sitting there after calling for help. But hear this. Doing nothing is doing something powerful. Stillness gives your heart a fighting chance to stabilize, slows your breathing, and saves precious oxygen. Alice felt a crushing chest pressure and wanted to clean her kitchen. But her doctor's words echoed, "If it's your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait." She sank into her recliner, stayed still, and later learned that choice likely stopped a full cardiac arrest. So if you feel that telltale pressure, shortness of breath, or dizziness, halt. Don't finish that chore. Move minimally to a safe spot, sit or lie calmly, and let your body's only job be survival. A small tip: avoid slumping in armless chairs. Keep your spine supported to breathe easier and lighten your heart's load. This is the moment to choose stillness over pride. What's one place you'd rest if it happened now? Drop number 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell. Your support fuels content to keep you thriving. Let's keep going. 5. Unlocking your door for emergency responders. After calling 911 and settling down, there's a small but critical step that could shave seconds off your rescue. Unlock your front door. My cousin Paul, 76, swears this saved him when a heart attack hit in his condo. It sounds minor, but in a crisis, every tick of the clock counts, and a locked door can delay paramedics when your heart's on the line. Sure, responders can break in, they're trained for it, but forcing entry eats time, risks damage, and could even jolt you if you're nearby. Unlocking the door lets them glide in and start saving you instantly, potentially saving minutes your heart can't spare. If you live alone, especially in an apartment or gated community, plan ahead. Is your door easy to open? Is your address clear? Got a spare key? These seem like small details until they're everything. Paul managed to call 911, chew an aspirin, and unlock his door in under 2 minutes. Paramedics later said those 30 seconds he saved by skipping a break in were crucial. "I never thought a lock could matter so much," he said, but it got help to him just in time. If reaching the door feels risky, say you're dizzy, stay put and focus on breathing. But if you're close and steady enough, unlock it safely. Better yet, consider a smart lock with remote access, or a medical lockbox for your key, especially if mobility is a challenge or you're often solo. This tiny act screams readiness. You've done your part, now let the pros do theirs. Where's your spare key stash? Drop number 5 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell. Your support fuels content to keep you thriving. Let's keep going. 6. Using your phone's speaker or medical ID features. When a heart attack hits and you're alone, your phone transforms from a gadget into your lifeline. My friend Susan, 79, learned this when her phone's features bridge the gap between collapse and rescue. As you wait for paramedics, switch your call to speakerphone. Hands-free means you can focus on breathing and staying calm without clutching the phone to your ear. Holding it up in distress can strain your breathing. But speaker mode lets you talk freely, save an energy. It also lets dispatchers hear you out, even if your voice weakens, picking up clues like your breathing or movements to gauge your condition. Just as critical, your phone's emergency medical ID, a feature on iPhones and most Androids, accessible even from a locked screen. It stores your age, allergies, medications, and conditions. Vital data if you can. Susan fainted moments before help arrived, but her medical ID revealed she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin, guiding paramedics to avoid a harmful drug and contact her daughter instantly. Setting it up takes 5 minutes. Add your name, birth date, conditions, meds, allergies, and emergency contacts. It's not just for tech whizzes. Anyone who might need help when words fail can benefit. Do it now. It lasts forever. When those first heart attack signs hit, pressure, dizziness, nausea, hit stay connected and trust the dispatcher's steady voice to guide you. If the worst happens before help arrives, your phone's ID can still speak for you. Susan's setup made all the difference. Yours could too. Have you set up your medical ID? Drop number circ and 10 new and inhale the bullets you care about. Let's keep going. 7. Slowing your breath to steady your heart. Slowing your breath to steady your heart. In the middle of a heart attack, it's easy to feel like panic is taking over. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts race, and every second seems louder than the last. But there's one final tool you still have, your breath. And if you use it well, it can calm your nervous system just enough to give your heart a better chance at holding steady. Cold breathing isn't about curing the heart attack, it's about keeping your body from spinning into full-blown shock while help is on the way. The more anxious you become, the faster your heart may beat. But slowing your breath can gently pull that rhythm back down. You don't need a special technique. Just try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do it again. Focus on that one small rhythm. It gives your body something steady to anchor to, and it can help prevent your heart from going into dangerous arrhythmias triggered by stress. Consider what happened to Frank, 83. When the pain hit, he felt like he was drowning in fear. But he remembered a simple breathing exercise his doctor had taught him during a checkup. He focused on each breath, kept himself still, and let go of the panic. By the time the paramedics arrived, his heart was still unstable, but not in full arrest. I just kept thinking, stay calm, stay alive. He later said, you can practice this breathing anytime. When you're resting, when you're feeling anxious, even when you're watching TV, the more familiar it feels, the more instinctively your body will return to it when the stakes are high. Your breath won't fix your arteries, but it can buy you time. It can keep oxygen flowing and help your heart hold on. And sometimes in those final moments before help, stay still, stay alive. Free agency training, plan to survive alone. When a heart attack strikes, you won't have time to think, only to act. My friend Doreen, 81, learned this living alone after her husband passed. In those frantic moments, survival hinges not on instinct, but on preparation. If you're over 75 and often solo, waiting until chest pain hits to learn what to do is a gamble you can't afford. Panic clouds clear thinking, but a rehearsed plan becomes your backup brain, guiding your hands when your mind falters. Start by crafting a personal emergency plan. Grab a sheet of paper, write in bold, what to do if I heart attack. For me, enlist the 7 steps. Pin it to your fridge where it's impossible to miss. Jot down 911 in huge digits. If you live in a complex area, tape a simple map by your door, showing the way to your home. Rehearse these steps every 2 to 3 months, like a fire drill. It's hitting your phone's emergency call button from the lock screen. Place your hand on your chest, imagine the warning signs, and mentally walk through each step. Call out aspirin, rest, unlock speaker, breathe. These drills build reflexes that kick in when fear takes over. Small details matter. Keep aspirin in an easy-to-reach spot, not a high shelf. Skip phone passwords if you're alone, or use fingerprint/face unlock. For speed, Doreen felt a mild chest squeeze one day. Not intense, but enough to trigger her memory of a drill 3 months prior. She sat, dialed 911, chewed aspirin from her drawer, and stayed still, just as she'd practiced. I didn't recall every step, she said, but my hands knew what to do. She survived, her doctor confirmed. Your preparation saved you? When crisis hits, you won't need to remember. You'll be ready. Prepping isn't about weakness. It's about knowing what matters most, staying alive. What's one prep step you'll take today? Drop number 8 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell. Your support fuels content to keep you thriving. Surviving a heart attack alone isn't just a roll of the dice. It's about being ready, staying sharp, and acting with calm precision. My Uncle Frank, 83, faced this nightmare and walked out of the hospital because he had a plan. 7 steps. Spotting warning signs, calling 911, chewing aspirin, resting, unlocking your door, using your phone's tools, and slowing your breath aren't just tips. They're a lifeline, weaving a chain strong enough to pull you through. Each buys you time, keeps you in control, and shouts a powerful truth. Even alone, you're never powerless. Heart attacks feel like the ultimate solitude, but these actions prove you've got tools, knowledge, and a strategy to fight back. Reflect on what hit home today. Was it a step you'd never considered, like speakerphone or medical ID? Or maybe one like breathing now feels like a secret weapon? Think how you'll weave this into your life. Maybe stashing aspirin closer, or practicing those breaths. Share this with someone you love. It could save them too. You're not just preparing for a crisis, you're claiming your strength. Write these steps down, stick them on your fridge, keep them where they'll matter most. 1. What's one step you'll lock in today? Drop a comment below with your takeaway and how you'll use it. Your story fuels our fire as much as we hope to spark yours. Love this? Like, subscribe, and share to keep these life-saving insights flowing. Here's to thriving, not just surviving. See you in the next video.